My name is Ellie and I work for the Aveda Institute in Tucson. I've been working for Inspire Greatness for 6 years. Today I'm going to teach you how to do a lived-in color technique using foil. She has previously lightened ends. They're a little bit on the cooler side. So my goal is to bring up the lightness without making it too cool for her. So when I approach lived-in hair color, I always try to customize it according to the guest I'm working on. So for Tracy, she usually does a center part. Once I do that, I'm going to observe where the hair naturally wants to split and where it falls. So really it's a little bit behind the ear where I'm subsectioning it out. The next thing I'm going to observe is her crown area. So I want to see how her hair is going to fall back here. What I'm going to do is work in diagonal back sections as I go up the occipital, and then I'm going to do horizontal on the crown. So my first subsection in the back, triangular. This is what I like to call the money piece from the back of the head. I'm going to be working side to side using enlightener and 20 volume. First subsection is going to be diagonal back. I'm going to take a medium weave and then I'm going to lightly back comb. That way I could have a diffused line between the scalp and the mid-lengths. I'm going to place the foil down like this, and then with my enlightener, I'm going to start putting the product on the hair. As I go up towards the back combed area, I usually apply the color in a feathered motion. So as you can see, I like working side to side because I like visualizing where the color is going to lay. This subsection, I'm going to use it so that it falls on top of everything, and I'm doing it pretty fine. And here I want to be careful with how much I'm saturating those ends because they are already lightened. So what I usually do is I get another piece of foil and I lay the hair on top of it, and then with a dry brush I'll just lightly saturate the ends so that they don't get over processed. So now we are in the crown area, and this is where you have to be really careful. So I stopped about right here, and you can see I left a little bit of a layer so that these underneath pieces are lighter, and then you have darker, and then she has those previously lightened ends that are going to fall on top of the lightened hair as well. So my first subsection is going to be horizontal. So right here is where I'm going to start my lighter foil. And then I'm going to do a weave, and I'm going to get this whole section because in this area, there's some areas of warmth that I really want to lift a little bit more so that it's more consistent. For the sides, what I usually like to do is I like sectioning out the hair at the parietal because that gives me more room to work with the hairline. So I'm able to go in and detail the hairline as much as I want while also maintaining the brightness on the sides. So my first subsection is going to be a diagonal, and this diagonal I make it parallel to her hairline. I'm going to do a fine weave, and I'm not going to bring it all the way to the ends because you can see the ends are already lightened and they're fragile. So after I have the hairline out of the way, now I'm going to switch to a diagonal back section, and it's going to be a little bit more horizontal so that it covers more of this area. Now the final subsection, parietal down, I'm going to work in a horizontal. Now that I did the sides, I'm going to work on the top. So right now I sectioned out the front hairline, and as you can see, it's very fine, and I am going to lightly weave it and place my first foil right here. So my next subsection is going to be diagonal back. Now we're ready to process, and what I like doing is I like setting a 15-minute timer, and then I'll be checking it in 15-minute increments just to make sure that she doesn't over-process or under-process. Okay, so on this area right now, I lifted her to a level 8. So my first gloss is 30 grams of zero and 10 grams of light ash in the Demi Plus with half a gram of the light intense ash and 10 liquid. I'm going to put this formula throughout the mid-lengths, trying to avoid the ends because I don't want them to get too cool. Now that I have a more neutral palette to work with after that initial gloss, I'm going to gloss her again with 30 grams of 7 and 10 grams of 0, and this is going to add more pigment into the hair, and it's going to eliminate a lot of that strong contrast that you see. As you can see, this is a final result. We added a lot of dimension into her hair. So you can see the crown is much more tied in. Beautiful. Do you like your hair? I love it. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this technique. Don't forget to post your pictures on Aveda Peer Pro using the hashtag #LoveMyLivedInColor. If you guys have any questions, you can DM me. My handlebar is below. And I hope you guys enjoyed it.